Brother President William Mann, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the clergy and religious, faculty, program directors, staff, administrators, spouses and partners, children, friends, and members of this graduating class, good afternoon and welcome to the Twin Cities campus of St. Mary's University of Minnesota for this commencement convocation. Please be seated. I am Brother Robert Smith, and I serve the university as its Chief Academic Officer and also as the Vice President of the Schools of Graduate and Professional Programs, and today I will serve as our Master of Ceremonies. At this commencement convocation, we will be conferring bachelor's, master's, graduate certificates, and doctoral degrees in the Graduate School of Health and Human Services and in the Graduate School of Education. In the commencement ceremony held this morning, we presented candidates for bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees in the Graduate School of Business and Technology and in the Graduate School of Education. We have commencement convocations 6 times each year. In addition to today's 2 ceremonies, we have commencement ceremonies in June and in October here on our Twin Cities campus. On our Winona campus, we have commencement ceremonies in May. At our Nairobi, Kenya campus, we have commencement in April, and at our Mandeville, Jamaica campus, we have commencement each September. Those of you who are graduating this afternoon are part of a large and growing St. Mary's University of Minnesota global family. This is in part reflected by the international flags here in the front of the auditorium. They represent the nations of some of our students who have left their homelands to study with us. Today is, of course, a very joyous day. We celebrate a chapter in your life's journey, a chapter that has not only challenged you intellectually, but in every other way as well. Our university's holistic approach to higher education has provided you with the opportunity to develop the many talents that I know you will share with others on your personal and professional journey as a graduate of St. Mary's University of Minnesota. We have all looked forward to this day. Your family and friends, as well as the faculty, administration, and staff of the university, rejoice with you on your singular achievement. At this time, I would like to ask all candidates for graduation, as well as members of the audience who are in active military service, who are members of the reserves or the National Guard, and veterans, to please stand so that we might recognize you and thank you for your service to our nation. I invite all who are able to please stand. Dr. Rebecca Hopkins, Dean of Education, will sing America the Beautiful. Ms. Hopkins.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for here in liberating strife, who more than self thy country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hopkins, and thank you, Becky Warnock, for the accompaniment. I ask that you remain standing. Father James Nodebart, our campus chaplain, will offer the invocation. Father Nodebart.
Let us remember we are in the holy presence of God. God, compassionate and merciful, you have formed us in your image and filled our minds with the knowledge of your truth. You have instilled in our hearts the peacefulness of your reign. It is your faithfulness that has filled out our sojourn here. And so, God, we stand before you to remember it is you who have been at our side in the joys and the challenges of our education. We also remember those who gave shape to our present understandings. We remember our families and those whom we love, our instructors who opened the pathways of knowledge, the students who shared the burdens and joys of learning, and the staff who helped us navigate the systems here. Filled with these memories, we come to an end of this portion of our lives, grateful, humbled, and at peace. We thank you, God, today and all days until the end of time. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Father Nodebart. Please be seated. At this time, I would like to recognize members of the Board of Trustees who are with us today. I ask Ms. Marianne Remick, who is the chair of the Board of Trustees, and Board of Trustee member Mr. Michael Doherty to please stand. Thank you for joining us today. I would also like to recognize members of the President's Cabinet who are with us today. I ask Dr. Timothy Gosson, Vice President for Mission, and Mr. Ben Murray, Vice President for Financial Affairs, to please stand. Thank you also for being with us today. Dr. Sarah Ferguson, who serves as the Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs and the Academic Dean here at the Schools of Graduate and Professional Programs, will be assisting the President in giving out the diplomas. The chair of the university's Board of Trustees, Ms. Marianne Remick, will offer an official welcome. Ms. Remick.
Good afternoon, and welcome to today's commencement ceremony. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, I extend congratulations to the candidates for graduation seated before us in recognition of your truly remarkable achievement. You came to St. Mary's University, Schools of Graduate and Professional Programs, with many life experiences and expectations. You also probably brought a few questions, such as, what will completing a certificate or degree do for me as a person, as a family member, as a professional, as an educated member of society? Can I achieve the expectations of the rigorous coursework? And is the effort worth the sacrifices I will need to make in order to succeed? You have answered these questions and more during your years of study with us. Now, undoubtedly, you will face more new questions. We know that you will find answers to these questions using the knowledge and skills that are now a part of your educational and life experience. The Board of Trustees has placed the responsibility to educate you in our Lasallian tradition in the hands of your faculty, staff, and administration, many of whom are with us today. I congratulate them on a job well done. Best wishes to the entire St. Mary's University educational community in your search for answers to yet new questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Remick. I would also like to take a moment to recognize our faculty, academic staff, program directors, and coordinators, many of whom are sitting in front of me and in front of you, soon-to-be graduates, for your commitment, professionalism, and dedication to our shared Lasallian education mission here at the SGPP. Ms. Anna Suntag, a member of the Alumni Board, will offer a welcome to the Alumni Association. Ms. Suntag.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to you. At the end of this commencement ceremony, you are the newest graduates of St. Mary's University of Minnesota, and I look forward to welcoming you as the newest members of the St. Mary's University Alumni Association. Today, you join a network of more than 45,000 alumni from our undergraduate, graduate, and professional programs. In your professional and personal lives, you may be amazed by how often you cross paths with another St. Mary's alum. And you'll undoubtedly find the St. Mary's alumni share connections that span generations, programs and degrees, and even continents. Welcome to this valuable network. The purpose of the St. Mary's Alumni Association is to grow and strengthen those connections through social, professional, networking, and educational events. And the thread that brings us all together is our university and all the people who make the university special. We hope that you will continue to stay connected with St. Mary's. Please know that you are always welcome. We encourage you to continue your professional and personal friendships you have made here with your classmates and faculty and staff. We are proud of everything you have accomplished and everything you will accomplish. Please continue to let us know of your successes so that we can celebrate with you. And please consider sharing your time and talents with St. Mary's students. St. Mary's has been your university, and now it's your alma mater, and there will always be a place for you here. We are excited to see you move to the next chapters of your life, and as you discover your next adventures, inspire others you work with, and lead in your future communities. Your 45,000 fellow alumni and I wish each of you the best as you go forward. Congratulations on your accomplishment.
Thank you very much, Anna. At this time, we would like to award one of our graduating students with the Outstanding Graduate Final Paper Award and one graduating student with the Outstanding Dissertation Award. As part of the conclusion of their degree program, students are required to complete a capstone project. The final paper is the culmination of the capstone, and in the case for doctoral students, the culmination is a dissertation. The faculty members of each program, in consultation with the program director, recommend candidates for this award. The deans select those to be honored with the Outstanding Final Paper or the Outstanding Dissertation Award. I am happy today to announce the two award recipients and ask them to please come forward and be recognized. Ms. Seneca June Kruger, candidate for the Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, and Mr. Brian Zamberno, candidate for the Doctor of Education and Leadership. They will each receive a plaque presented by the president of the university after I read the title of each of their works. Ms. Kruger. The citation on the plaque reads as follows. St. Mary's University of Minnesota proudly presents this honor in recognition of your contribution to excellence in scholarship. On this day, January 13th, 2018, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Brother William Mann, FSC, President. The title of her paper is Shame in the Dyad, Attachment and Emotionally Focused Therapy. Congratulations, Ms. Kruger. Mr. Zamberno. The citation on the plaque reads as follows. St. Mary's University of Minnesota proudly presents this honor in recognition of your contribution to excellence in scholarship. On this day, January 13th, 2013, Minneapolis, Minnesota, Brother William Mann, FSC, President. The title of his dissertation, Exploring the Morale of Middle-Level Public School Teachers in Minnesota, a Causal Comparative Study. Congratulations, Mr. Zamberno. As adult learners who have returned to further your education, your accomplishments, it seems to me, take on even greater significance when we consider the many responsibilities each of you has managed in order to complete your education. The time away from family and friends and loved ones, although I know was challenging, I believe will prove its worth in the days and the years ahead. At this time, two of today's candidates for graduation will briefly share their reflections with us. I invite Ms. Shara Shui, candidate for the Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy, to please come forward. Ms. Shui.
Hello, fellow graduates. I am so happy to be here with you all as we celebrate our accomplishments today. We are here to honor our successes, but I would like to talk about something that has proven far more important than success: failure. When we began our programs, most of us expected to be here today graduating. What we didn't expect were the hardships along the way. Many of us experienced loss, pain, financial difficulties, fear, and other major transitions in our lives. All of us, at some point, felt like we were failing, yet we persevered. Success is not a destination. It is never truly achieved. It is how we think about our hardships and our failures that really define our success. When we are able to embrace these times of deep personal challenge and love ourselves amidst the imperfection, we allow the teacher within us to share its wisdom, and we continue learning. To always be learning is true success. I hope all of you have learned, not just about your disciplines, but about yourselves. I don't know all of you, but I do know that to be here today, you must be passionate, driven, and deeply committed. I could easily say that with those qualities, I am confident that you will succeed in whatever you choose to pursue, professionally, academically, and personally. While I do wish you all great success in your next endeavors, I also wish you failures that you learn from. I hope that when failure inevitably knocks on your door, you have the courage to open it and even to invite it in. Remember that the more we dare greatly, the more likely we are to fail. To fail and to persevere is the true accomplishment. None of us have made it here today without failing, and none of us have made it here alone. Please take a moment of gratitude for the ones who loved you into being the person you are today. And most importantly, thank the teacher inside yourself. Congratulations to you all.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you very much for those inspiring words, Sarah. I next invite Mr. Paul Shepard, a candidate for the Doctor of Education and Leadership, to come forward and share his words with us. Mr. Shepard.
St. Mary's University leaders, family members, friends, and my fellow graduates. As I participate in this ceremony today and reflect upon my educational journey at St. Mary's University, I imagine I am feeling similarly to how many of my fellow graduates are feeling today. A commencement ceremony brings with it feelings of gratitude for the experiences that we shared, the faculty who have guided us, and ultimately gratitude that we come to this day that signifies the completion of this journey and the beginning of what is yet to come. I am also thankful, as I'm sure many of us are, for the opportunity St. Mary's University provides adult students to pursue higher education while working full-time. The flexibility and student-centered approach employed by St. Mary's has enabled me to achieve my long-standing goal of a doctorate degree. All of us have our own journey to share, filled with triumphs and moments of doubt. All of us have our own journey of overcoming barriers and exhibiting the determination necessary to pursue our degrees and arrive at this destination. Although this day represents a personal accomplishment, I'm struck, as I'm sure many of us are, by the amount of sacrifice given by those who accompanied us on this journey. The faculty who gave freely of their time and talent in guiding our learning both in and outside of the classroom. Our family members and friends who sacrificed time with us while we spent time reading, writing, and then rewriting. And today represents an accomplishment for the faculty who have shaped our journey and our family and friends who have steadfastly supported us along the way. I say to my family here today, thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this day possible for me, and a heartfelt thank you and congratulations to the family members and friends here today that supported all of us on this journey. My dissertation research focused on exploring factors that hold the potential for increasing rates of persistence through the higher education journey. Through my research process, I was struck by the notion that achieving high rates of persistence towards degree completion requires a community of support. People who invest in you, engage with you, and demonstrate that your presence in the educational community matters. I am grateful to have had this experienced this community of support at St. Mary's, and suggest that all of us here today, as we collectively move forward on our journey, have the opportunity and the ability to contribute to the establishment of the communities of support necessary to achieve our personal and collective goals. Congratulations again to everyone here today for your role in making today possible. Thank you.
Fantastic, Doctor. Nicely done. Thank you very much, Paul. It is now my distinct honor and personal privilege to introduce to you the president of St. Mary's University of Minnesota, Brother William Mann, FSC, who will offer his remarks. Brother President.
Good afternoon. I'd like to join my voice to that of the other people who so far have welcomed you to St. Mary's, and to express most sincere congratulations to today's graduates. You set goals for yourself, you sacrificed, and with hard work and help from friends and loved ones, you succeeded. And so really, congratulations. Over the Christmas holidays, I was struck one morning when I was listening to a group sing a hymn, "What Child Is This?" What child is this of mean estate? A child out in the cold, with only shepherds and angels watching. What child? A poor and lowly babe on his mother's lap. What child is this? And as I was listening, it triggered in me a remembrance of a story I told 10 years ago at my inauguration as St. Mary's president, when I was trying to articulate a vision of the LaSallian heritage that enriches, inspires, infuses the mission of our university. And it was the story of a middle school boy and of school bullies. A kid that could be referred to as a bit pious, a family that was more than a bit poor, a house that was politely referred to as tired, clothes that might be called tattered hand-me-downs, a kid without the popular tech gadgets that other students had, a boy being mocked by bullies who were telling him that although he may be a goody-goody, it's clear he was a loser, and that the boy and his family were forgotten. They weren't going anywhere. And as I heard the story, it was the story of a young boy with quivering lips and tears in his eyes as he pauses and he says to them, "I don't believe that. I think that God asked somebody to help take care of me and my family, and they've forgotten, or they haven't gotten around to it yet." St. Mary's University is one of 1,000 schools, LaSallian schools, and child welfare institutions around the world. We're one of 63 LaSallian international colleges and universities, all grounded in the vision that no child, no person, no matter their age, no family, should ever have cause to fear that they are forgotten, that they've been passed over by God or by the rest of us. And during this holiday season, when I was taking some time to look back over these 10 years, probably because I will, in 5 months, be concluding my service of leadership here at the university. Maybe because this is the last occasion that I will preside on this stage for an SGPP commencement ceremony. Finding myself looking back over 10 years and remembering that early in the presidency, perhaps even in the first year, an adult relatively recent immigrant father who had earned 2 degrees at St. Mary's came to me and told me that when he arrived on the shores of this country, he was determined to use all of the opportunities, he said to me, in this great land to better himself and his family. But he said to me, the education just wasn't about bettering me. It was me showing my children that when you get opportunity, seize it and do something with it. And just 2 or 3 years ago, his son walked across the stage. And he said to me that day, "Can I have a photo of the 3 of us?" I found myself remembering an exchange a few years ago with a mother of an undergraduate student who was being treated for cancer. And she said to me, in this difficult time in our lives, I am so grateful that my child is at St. Mary's, where teachers and staff care, where we feel connected. Being here, having my child here, we're more confident that we're going to beat this thing. I found myself remembering a day exactly like today, when I sat up here on this stage and I heard one of the speakers, a woman in her late 30s, I believe, who came up and said, "A few years ago, my husband came to me and said, I've talked to your parents and to my parents. And the 5 of us have agreed that we're going to step it up some so that you can finish that bachelor's degree that has been an unaccomplished dream for you." But I remember what she was saying as she was saying that. She said, it took me a little bit longer than expected. Because as I progressed, my husband remembered that he had that dream too. And she pointed out in the audience, right in the middle, where the husband was also sitting in a cap and gown. And that day they walked across the stage together. So I find myself these days, I find myself today in a time of profound gratitude and thanksgiving for what my colleagues, my LaSallian colleagues and partners on the faculty and the staff are accomplishing. Thanksgiving and gratitude for what so many families and loved ones are supporting and helping make happen. Enormous gratitude and admiration for what you students are achieving through your own good efforts and hard work. But also, as the Beatles used to sing when I went to college, that you also accomplish with a little help from your friends. This is the vision which enriches learning at St. Mary's University. The vision on which this university stands, that no one, no student, no older student, no family should ever, ever be alone, should ever have fear to doubt that they've missed it. They've been abandoned, they've been left out, excluded, or passed over. And so I encourage you, especially the graduates, to spend some time this weekend as our nation pauses to recall the life and the legacy of Dr. King, take some time to ask yourself, what are we being invited and called to do today? What are the issues, the events of our day asking of us? Who are the people in our homes and our neighborhoods and our workplaces and our civic communities and our nation and our world who need a little or a whole lot of help from friends and neighbors? What can we do? What are we being invited to do? Graduates, I have confidence in you and what you can accomplish when you set your minds to it. That's what we're celebrating and acknowledging today. And I hope that your own dreams continue to unfold successfully. But I also hope that you use the degree that you receive today to help you be a positive agent of transformation in the lives of those around you, especially those most in need of our help. So God bless you and your efforts on behalf of others, on behalf of humanity. And God bless St. Mary's University.
Thank you, Brother William, for those really profound words of wisdom and for sharing 10 years with us. We have now arrived at the moment each of you has been anticipating since you began your studies here with us, the conferral of your degree. The awarding process will unfold in the following manner. Degree candidates will be invited by row to stand. You will be asked to move forward to the hooding area to be hooded by the director of your program. When your name is called, please proceed to the stage to receive your diploma from the president. We have arranged for a professional photographer to photograph the graduates as they receive their diploma. Therefore, we ask friends and families to not come forward to take photographs so as to prevent congestion and obstructing the view of the audience. There will be ample opportunity at the end of this ceremony to take photos during the reception, which will happen upstairs when we conclude. Candidates for graduation will be called forward by Dr. Todd Reinhardt, Dean of Sciences and Health Professions, and Dr. Rebecca Hopkins, Dean of Education. Dr. Reinhardt.
The candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Healthcare and Human Services Management are Samia Abukar Bare, Bert Jeffrey Edwards, Nimko Osman Igal, Nimo Muse Mohammed, Fadumo Nur Mohammed. Debbie Lynn Schmidt. Tisa Brewer Suba. Nardos Michael Tesfaldet. Sudi Abdullahi Warsami. The candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing are Zaryan M. Ma, Eric Lennon Moore, Sinde Zudu Sumye, the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Psychology: Annalise Noel Halverson, the candidates for the Master of Arts in Counseling and Psychological Services are Aaron Arvidsson, Crystal A. Ashanaki, Fallon Marie Boyd, Nicole Elizabeth Brevig, Lauren Michelle Carlson, Annette Irene Clark, Brent De Bruyne, Brent Hagenson, Takoya Hammock, Alexandra Lee Hansen, Blair Nicole Honsey, Kathy Ann Jurichko, Alyssa Marie Maxson, Erin Marie Miller, Lindsay Nolan, Anna Marie Steidel, Emily Ann Trichka, Kendra Lynn Van Rossum, Alamin A. Wahila. The candidates for the Master of Arts in Counseling and Psychological Services and Addiction Studies Graduate Certificate: Sarah Jameson,
Candidates for the Master of Arts in Education: John Michael Langens, Jennifer Jean Lowinger, Tara Marie Mengi, Casey J. Nornis, Melissa Ann Ovaje, Casey Joe Paternus. Candidates for the Master of Arts in Education, Wisconsin. Rebecca Arndt. Abigail Coyer Johnson. Jeffrey Anthony Jansen. Amy Sue Langner. Leah Jane Norris. Kristen Ann Peterson. Candidates for the Master of Arts in English as a Second Language. Renee Lynn Barnacle. Alicia Joan Kaufman. Anne Margaret Conway. Karen Ann Hendrickson.
The candidates for the Master of Arts in Health and Human Service Administration are Fatila Osman Ali, Michelle Lee Amundsen, Kinsley Ayangim, Akila Helen Barlow, Joseph Boampong, Agnes Y. Cole, Melissa Dawn Connor, Jonathan Gray, Jamie Sue Johnston, Samantha Leathart, Megan Elizabeth Nethercutt, Elizabeth Newman, Gideon Mosetti Nayakundi, Jessica Ann Sagan, Dafa Ramata Sek, Carla Jean Smith, Heather Lee Weber, Maria Elaine Young, Saidio Mohammed Yusuf,
Candidates for the Master of Arts in Instruction. Nicholas Daniel Augustus Alonzi. Matthew A. Belkey. Heather Lynn Carroll. Marin Christine Gray. Molly Beth Kern. Preston Arthur Peterson. Natalie Claire Sint.
The candidates for the Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy are Sierra Mae Clausen, Emily Ann Jensen, Kelsey Doreen Kachimba, Seneca June Kruger, Jessica Lynn Ruth, Sarah Shui, Adam Thomas Steinbach, the candidate for Master of Arts in Marriage and Family Therapy and Addiction Studies Graduate Certificate is Sheila Marie Lipsko.
Candidates for the Master of Arts in Special Education: Erin Marie Bergeson, Joseph James Dustin, Ted William Erickson, Amanda Marie Foster, Emily Nona Harry, Anne Marie Heinen, Pa Hua Zhang. Candidates for the Master of Education in Learning Design and Technology: Christine Nicole Berta, Erin M. Canopy, Carla Elaine Cunningham, Amanda Jean Eggert, Crystal Deborah Eilen, Courtney Marie Hines, Mackenzie Lisi, Michelle Diane Link Valenstein, Molly H. Olson, Joanne Shantz Schneider. Candidates for the Graduate Certificate in Educational Administration K-12 Principal: Catherine Cuffel Hamill, Thomas Sammy Ramirez, candidates for the Doctor of Education in Leadership: Sabrina Elizabeth Buvid. She's being hooded by her dissertation chair, Dr. Jack McClure. The title of her dissertation is The Inside Out Prison Exchange Program, a Phenomenological Study. Congratulations, Dr. Buvid. Linda L. Lang, being hooded by her dissertation chair, Dr. Yvette Pye. The title of her dissertation: The Life of a U.S. Citizen Who Was a Special Education Trainer of Special Education Teachers of Chinese Children with Disabilities in China. Congratulations, Dr. Lang. Josh Cavendish Omandi, being hooded by his dissertation chair, Dr. Amanuel Teklemariam. The title of his dissertation is The Concept of Effective Leadership Among the Gusii People of Western Kenya, a Grounded Theory. Congratulations, Dr. Omandi. Paul Robert Shepard. He's being hooded by his dissertation chair, Dr. Paul Kotz. Title of his dissertation is Exploring the Relationship Between College Student Engagement, Socioeconomic Status, and Persistence. Congratulations, Dr. Shepard. Brian Zambrino, being hooded by his dissertation chair, Dr. Paul Kotz. Dissertation title, Exploring the Morale of Middle-Level Public School Teachers in Minnesota, a Causal Comparative Study. Congratulations, Dr. Zambrino.
Will the candidates for graduation please stand? Brother President, upon the recommendation of the faculty, deans, program directors, and administration of the schools of graduate and professional programs, and with the approval of the Board of Trustees, I present to you for your approval candidates for bachelor's, master's, graduate certificates, and doctoral degrees on this day, January 13th, 2018, the 228th year since the founding of the Republic and the 105th year since the founding of St. Mary's University of Minnesota. Do you accept?
I do.
Before concluding, I ask that you, now recent graduates, join me in recognizing some very important groups of people who are with us today, people whose presence today has added much to our celebration. While I salute you, our graduates, on earning a degree from St. Mary's University, you and I know that this is not an individual or singular achievement. Therefore, I invite you to recognize those who have been your mentors, your teachers, and your scholars. I ask the St. Mary's University faculty, program directors, and advisors to please stand and face the graduates so that we may all honor you with our applause. There is another very special group of people whose love and concern, patience and prayers have contributed much to your being here today, graduates. I now ask you, graduates, to please stand and turn to face those individuals, families, partners, and friends who were a source of support during your course of study and applaud them. I invite all who are able to please stand, and Father Nodebart will offer our benediction. Father Nodebart.
We hear in John Baptist de La Salle's meditation, God is so good that he not only brings us into existence by his act of creation, but also desires that all of us come to knowledge of truth. God, ever kind and compassionate, we stand before you to acknowledge your presence in power and in love for the whole of humanity that was created in your image. These days, these years, we have sojourned through the pathways of knowledge, and we have reached out for a wisdom that would make us more like you who created us. We have failed, we have striven, we have succeeded. At the end of this portion of our lives, we acknowledge the journey ahead of us and the gratitude to learn, to study, and to reason. We ask you to guide us so that in the important things of life, we may come to know the truth that is from you. We thank you, God, all days. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father Nodebart, and I ask you to remain standing. At this time, members of the staff of the Schools of Graduate and Professional Programs will lead us in the St. Mary's University Alma Mater. They will sing the first verse, and I invite you to join on the second and third verses. You can find the Alma Mater on the last page of your program.
Hail St. Mary's alma mater, hail St. Mary's mother true. Every faithful son and daughter lifts this anthem now to you. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. Hail St. Mary's fount of wisdom, nurturer of heart and mind. Strengthen us in thought and spirit, that in seeking we may find. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria. Hail St. Mary, shining beacon of the Sal's community. Send us out forever, teaching love and faith and unity. Ave, Ave, Ave Maria.
Thank you very much, Cheryl, Michelle, Christy, and Becky. Wonderful as usual. I want to thank also for being with us today, Victory Park Brass. Thank you for adding music to our celebration. And I also want to recognize and have us acknowledge and thank the 30 or so St. Mary's faculty, staff, students who have worked for about 10 days to make this pull off without a hitch. They are all over this building. Let's thank them. I ask the graduates and faculty to remain standing, and I invite our other guests to be seated, for which I promise it's the last time. On behalf of the faculty, administration, staff, regents, and trustees of the university, I congratulate each of our graduates. We wish you good health and much success and happiness in your work and in your life. To facilitate our exit, I ask our guests to remain seated until the stage party, faculty, and graduates have left the auditorium. There will be an opportunity to meet and informally greet the graduates at a reception on the second floor of this building. I ask that our guests please exit the auditorium through the doors on your right. This concludes our commencement ceremony. Again, congratulations and best wishes from all of us to all of you, graduates, families, and friends of St. Mary's University of Minnesota. Good afternoon. Make sure Marion and Bill and you stay cap and gown, and we're going to bring Conway up for a photo. Can you find Ann Conway and bring her to where we are?